Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's CJ, and today I wanted to go over the things that I like and that I don't like about this Range Road Firewood Processor. So first off, this table is so nice because I can come here with the tractor and I can load this thing all the way up. As much room as you have, you can load her up and it will move it. And then you got the infeed here, which I think is a must-have if you're going to get one of these. And then your bar in there, which I've only ran the file on it one time. We've cut about 2 cords, if not more, of firewood with this thing, and it hasn't really need sharpened. And then you got your 4-way splitting wedge right here, and then the conveyor, which I just love the conveyor. It's so nice to just watch a huge pile being made. So back when we first got this processor, I didn't really have any firewood cut for this winter at all. I had a little bit in the shed, but that was it. But within a couple weeks time, I was able to cut this stack, which this right here is a 4 foot by 4 foot by 8 foot stack of firewood, which equals 1 full cord. No matter what anybody says, that's what it is. Because I'm saying that because I posted this stack on Facebook, and it just started chaos of people giving their opinions. Like, that is a subject of debate, even though it's not. But regardless, we might make a video about what happened there. But regardless, this is 1 full cord, and we were able to cut this. We filled up 3 totes already for the house. 1 was neatly stacked, and the other 2 were just kind of thrown in there. So we've burned through that. So we went through a cord. 3 of those totes equal a cord, and we've used some from the shed. That's the ones that weren't neatly stacked. I'm counting some from the shed too. So I've gone through about a cord of firewood so far this winter, and it's been cold. And we're doing a whole lot better thanks to the house being insulated. But if we didn't have this Range Road Firewood Processor, I think we would have been pretty cold this winter. All right, so the first thing that I didn't like about this, and I caught this on the very first time that I used it, was whenever you're bringing a log in on this infeed, sometimes it felt like this wasn't sticking out far enough, because it felt like the log could go over, hit your toolbox, hit this e-stop, and this was just something that I noticed, and I thought maybe if this was mine, what I would do is maybe drill out some holes and bolt on another piece just to keep that from happening. It never happened, but it's just something that I felt like it could happen, and that would prevent you from doing any damage to down here in the engine or the e-stop or the toolbox. Now, it took me a little bit to figure out. I thought I was having trouble with this bolt sticking out to tell your bar chain to shut off whenever this handle comes back, and it wasn't that. What it ended up being was this wood shaving box, and let me show you. So whenever you go to pull down this handle, that'll make your bar start running, and what lets it know that is when this bolt comes off this actuator here, and then your bar is running. So I thought I was having a trouble with how far out this bolt was because it wasn't coming back far enough to push that back and shut the bar off. But the real problem was over here in this wood shaving box. Now, this could be the way that we have it set up here. I mean, I guess it's a slight downward angle. But what was happening was this box would fill up with wood shavings, and eventually it would cause my bar here not to come back all the way. And then it would leave it running, taking away hydraulic pressure to run the ram to split the firewood. So really, for me, I wish this wood shaving box was steeper so that the wood shavings would fall out easier. Just something simple. I don't know if there's a way. Maybe you could add something to those bolts to make it lean more downward. But just something simple. So now what I do, I just make sure I clean that out every so often, or until I see the bar start catching to where it won't come back all the way. So see, I was just cutting here. I actually ran out of gas. I gotta go get some in town. But see what's going on here with this box? It's starting to fill up. And some of it, yeah, goes out the hole here, but eventually that's all going to build up to the bottom of that bar right there. and then make it to where it doesn't want to sit all the way back. So that's why I was saying, if this was made steeper to where it would come out this hole easier, that wouldn't happen. And then that finally brings us to this 4-way splitting wedge, which is adjustable. It's kind of frozen right now, but yeah, it can go down to there. You can make it like a 2-way, and then you can bring it back up here. But I do have a problem with it. Let me show you. So I found with most of my logs, which are around that size, a little smaller, a little bigger, that I would normally run this splitting wedge in the very top position. And the reason is, look at that right there. That's about the best way to get an even split on most of these logs. And I wish that you could go up even higher, because that way you could really split some bigger logs into more even pieces. But with the way this is made, right there's your bar, so if I drop it, see, that comes down. But when I go to the top notch here, that's all the farther it can go. So if this was mine, I don't know what would be easier. Maybe try to find another splitting wedge, cut those ears off and weld them higher. I even thought about, like, I guess you can notch out a little hole right there to make that go up higher. I probably won't do that. I'd probably try to knock off the ears and maybe weld them a little bit higher. And then you could really probably adjust that however you'd want it. But, you know, here's what our pieces look like after they were done. And for the most part, they're uniform. But I just wish I could control that just a little bit better. So once I get some more gas and finish off these logs, that's going to be a pretty decent pile right there. And with us only using one cord so far, I think with what we have here and what we're going to end up with here and what's in the woodshed, we're going to make it through just fine. Oh, by the way, they gave me a set of Range Road earmuffs, which are nice. You can listen to the Bluetooth. And then some gloves. This is mine here. I put some tools in here that I needed to have to make some adjustments. And then the manual, and well, they got a pair of safety glasses in there too. I never took them out. So a nice little toolbox right there. And you got the Kohler engine on there. And I saw another one over there at Paul Bunyan. They had a Rado engine, which is like the Harbor Freight Rado Predator engines, which I think we had a Predator on the Rugged Made splitter. So they're good, they work. I never had any trouble with it. Now you've probably seen me in the videos. Whenever I get a log on here, I have to adjust it. And I think that's mostly because of where we're set up here and because we kind of set it up quick. If this was mine, I would set it up to where that table was up and angled down, and this is flat and level, and that wouldn't happen no more. Everything would fall right down onto these rollers, and then everything would go in there, except for logs like this where it's got a big old bow on the end of it. I was struggling with that on my Facebook Live today. Kept getting caught on that roller facing down. But I mean, that's just reality. I don't have perfectly straight logs all the time, even that next one coming up. So, but yeah, for the logs that I deal with, I can kind of manhandle them and get them to go through. So if you want my final thought on this thing, it's pretty simple. I mean, for the money, you cannot beat what this piece of equipment will do for you. And people always want to know the prices. I'm just going to say it's around $10,000. I don't have exact prices, but that's what I've seen. And that's with everything: the conveyor, the end feed, and the table here. I think it's around $10,000 for this. This is an Eco Pro 300 firewood processor. And you know, you go to Paul Bunyan and you see these just firewood log splitters, and some of them are going for $10,000. For me, if I'm going to spend that kind of money, why wouldn't I just go and buy one of these and it'll do the whole job for you? So I hope you like these videos of the firewood processor. I don't know how much longer we're going to have it, but until then, I'm going to try to keep using it and try to keep showing you. So give us a thumbs up if you like this video. And until next time, everybody, Thanks for watching.